All right, Titans fans, we have had a little bit over 24 hours to think about this Sunday night football game against the Chiefs, how it went down, what happened. I obviously did a video right after the game ended in my car, which got the attention of quite a few of you. Some of you Titans fans like me, some of you not Titans fans, a lot of Chiefs fans, and a lot of fans of other teams. Now that the game has been over for a little bit, you have time to think about it as a fan. I meant every word I said about the wide receiver situation in Tennessee with the Titans. If you want to go watch the video, I'll put a link to it at the end of the video. It'll be in the video description below. But I mean everything I said. The wide receiver situation is bad. They put the worst wide receiving group that I've ever seen out there on Sunday night against the Chiefs. And Malik Willis ain't ready, but it did him no favors. I stand by that. The good news is, and I have to remind myself, in spite of all of that, they were right there against the Chiefs at Arrowhead in primetime with an inexperienced. They were right there. That is encouraging. The fact that they can find themselves and that speaks volumes to how good of a coach Mike Vrabel is. I mean, it does. It speaks volumes to how good Derrick Henry is. It speaks volumes to how good this defense is. They were on the field for 100 plays. Mahomes threw it 68 times. Unbelievable effort by those guys. That mentality with the defense, with the Vrabel mentality, with Derrick Henry, it can have you in every game you play. But can it help you win every game you play? Especially against teams like the Chiefs, Eagles, who they have to play at some point. I don't know. But if you're looking for hope, because I was thinking earlier, I was like, man, what's the hope? The trade deadline's passed, so you can't really add anybody. Where's the hope going forward with this wide receiving group? Here it is. Treylon Burks is eligible to come back from injured reserve this week. They've got to get the ball to him. They've got to force the ball to him. They've got to treat him like a wide receiver one. I know he's a rookie. I know he hasn't done enough to prove that he can be that guy yet. You've got to assume that he's going to be that guy. And if he doesn't pan out, let it be his fault. Don't let it be you guys' fault. You have no choice. You have nobody else available. You've got to look at him and say, hey, you've got to go out there and be what A.J. Brown was. You have to. You have no choice. We have nobody else available. You've got to stay healthy. That's what they have to do. They have to get Treylon Burks going. Much more than they did before he got hurt. And yes, Racey McMath coming off of injured reserve. I hate that we have to rely on somebody that's unproven like that. But let's hope. Kyle Phillips, let's hope. And also, Odell, I mentioned him in the last video. He's out of the question. Odell ain't coming in. He's going to have his choice of where to go, and he's going to have a lot of teams trying to get him. I don't know why he would choose to go to Tennessee unless they just throw a lot of money at him, which they're not going to do, and we both know it. So, but my question is, you mean to tell me that somebody like a T.Y. Hilton or a Will Fuller is not a better option than what you've got right now? Are you really going to tell me? I mean, I'm not saying they can come in here and be a star, but you mean to tell me a guy like T.Y. Hilton or Will Fuller is not a better option than Cody Hollister? I refuse to believe that. They're going to watch the film, Mike Vrabel is, of what happened Sunday night with his receivers, and they get to see the whole field. They get to see everything that happens. I don't know how you look at that and say, let's go forward with this group. Something's got to give. We got to get Treylon Burks in there, and he's got to get going. Okay, we got to get all of these receivers that we can possibly get them back, get them inserted in the game, and do everything you can to get them involved. Okay, everything you can. And I'm not opposed to going after a T.Y. Hilton or a Will Fuller. I mean, I'm not opposed. What can it hurt? You can't tell me they're worse than the group of guys you got. The most encouraging thing is that Yes, in spite of everything. In spite of having a wide receiving group that had no catches. They had no receptions, none of them. It took the Chiefs 5 quarters. I'm not knocking the Chiefs, man. Some of my dearest friends are Chiefs fans. I got nothing against the Chiefs. This is not me knocking the Chiefs. This is me saying, hey, we wanted to see where the Titans stacked up with these heavyweight teams. They went in there, and our wide receivers put on the worst performance by a wide receiving group I've ever seen, and they lost by 3? And many people said they should have won? That's an encouraging thing. I know there's no such thing as moral victories, and a loss is a loss. But that's encouraging. Let's try and get Traylon Burks in there and get him involved. Let's try and get some of these receivers that nobody has a clue who they are. They can't be worse than who we got out there now. Let's try and get them involved. Let's go to free agency and see if we can't pick up a guy who may have a little bit left in the tank. And let's get Ryan Tannehill healthy. Nothing against Malik Willis. He's just not ready yet. I said it before. I'll say it, he's not ready. That's not a knock on him. That's okay. He's just not ready. Ryan Tannehill, ice that ankle and let's get him back. And let's just see. Let's just see. We've got a great defense here. We've got Derrick Henry still killing it. Behind an offensive line that ain't even that good. Hey, let's just see. I'm not saying that they should be considered contenders. But if they can hang with the Chiefs with a wide receiving group that had no catches, with a literal Looney Tune as an offensive coordinator, if they can hang in there like that with them on the road, with Malik Willis a quarterback and no receivers, let's just see. Let's just see what happens. If we get a little Traylon Burks, Kyle Phillips, Racey McMath, who are those guys? They're the guys we got coming back from injured reserve, and they're going to have to be better than they've ever imagined. Let's just settle for better than Cody Hollister. God bless him. I'm sure he's a great guy. Let's just try better than Cody Hollister and Chris Conley. Let's start there and work our way up. The bar is really low. Let's just start there and try to raise it. The good news for Tennessee, a lot of these teams that they were getting ready to play before the season, these were games coming up that looked really tough. All of a sudden, they don't look as tough now because, like Denver, people thought they may be better than they are. They haven't been very good. Green Bay is after that on Thursday night. Everybody like at Lambeau, playing the Packers, Aaron Rodgers, that's going to be a tough game, but the Packers look horrible. You've got the Chargers down the stretch, and the Chargers don't look as good as people thought. The Bengals, they have to play them, and they owe them one, and the Bengals are kind of up and down. Hey, this defense, Derrick Henry, the Vrabel mentality, you can be in every single one of these games. You got to play Jacksonville twice, Houston again. We got to play Philadelphia. I'd give anything for Christian Fulton to get over there on A.J. Brown. And I don't want to see... I better shut up. I better shut up about that because I don't need to get into how I feel about A.J. Brown. I don't need to get into it. But listen, there's something there. If you can do what you did Sunday night with that kind of production from the wide receivers, there's something there. Let's just see what happens. Let's just see what happens. Go get a wide receiver off of free agency. Mike Vrabel, if you're watching this, John Robinson, I saw you crying at the combine over last season, how it ended. How about let's just go do something about it? Stop crying and go do something. Tighten up, everybody. See you Sunday.